my hair.
I'm not cutting your hair. I'm cutting the braids so I can take them down. Hey guys, welcome to my first video of 2023. I know it's been a minute. Happy New Year. This video is going to be a wash day routine for my girls. We are taking down some braids that we've had on for the past 1 month. And I'm going to show you our process of how we take down the braids, detangle, shampoo, deep condition, all the good stuff. So it's going to be a pretty long video, so bear with me, okay? I'm going to include some timestamps in case you want to skip through sections, okay? So I started by cutting off some of the extensions so that it will make it easier for me to unravel the braids. I know exactly where their hair was ending, so there was no risk of mistakenly cutting her hair. And then I'm using the Aunt Jackie's not on my watch detangler to help me detangle. When you kept in braids for a long time, you know that there's that build up at the base. And when you take down your braids, if you're not careful the way you detangle that section, you might actually cause unnecessary breakage. So I always make sure that I apply detangler or oil, whatever thing you have that can lubricate that section and make it easier for you to pull out the buildup without, compromising your strands, right? There's always going to be some hair loss, maybe from the shedding, a little bit of breakage here and there, but it should not be so significant. And as you already know on this channel, we do a lot of finger detangling. I believe in doing finger detangling because, I believe in doing finger detangling, at least for a start, get rid of some of the tangles before I have to go in with a tool if I have to. But I would not, uninstall the braid and then just go in with a comb, because to me, given our hair type, it would just lead to unnecessary breakage. It's going to be so much hair coming off that you could have saved, So I always prefer to do it with my fingers first, and I always reiterate this on when I'm doing my videos that, finger detangling is the bomb if you have the patience for it, right? So I unravel in sections, maybe 6 to 7 braids, and then I put the detangler at the base to loosen up that build up and gunk, and then it makes it easy for me to detangle the whole section. So that's what I do. And this whole process of taking down and detangling took me about an hour, I would say, give or take. And as you see, I have 2 girls, they're twins, and I have to do their hair, at the same time. So what I would do is, take down the first person's hair. This was on a school day, right? They just came back from school. It was a Friday. I've told you guys before on this channel that I do my girls' hair by myself and mine as well. And I work, a 9-to-5 job. So I really only have weekends really to do our hair. So we always try to squeeze in as much time as we can. Maybe when they come back from school on Friday, like now, take down the old style, detangle, maybe shampoo and deep condition that night. The Friday where we have to do our hair is usually a busy one. Shampoo, deep condition, then maybe let them, rest. And then the next day, Saturday, we'll do install a new style for the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's how we roll. So for the 2 of them, I will, uninstall one person's hair, detangle it, maybe go, prepare her supper while she's eating. The other person is, we're taking down the other person's hair and detangling. By the time we're done, the other person is done with, supper. So the second person goes and takes supper while the first person is, we shampoo her hair. And then after we shampoo, then we shampoo when I shampoo, I deep condition, and then while she's, wearing the heat cap for the deep condition to penetrate, we shampoo the other person's hair and apply deep conditioner. And by the time we're done applying the second person's deep conditioner, the other person's deep conditioner has set. Then we rinse it out and moisturize and style. And then we, you just keep, I just make sure I don't have any gaps in between where I'm doing nothing and just make sure I'm constantly doing something. That way we save time, and it's like back to back to back to back. Gosh, by the time I'm done with these girls, I'm like so tired. But it's always worth it because I save time, and then the next day, you've washed the hair, you've deep conditioned, all you got to do now is install a new hairstyle, right? When I first started doing their hair, I would leave everything for like a Saturday, and by the time the weekend comes, I like Saturday would be so busy because you have to do the whole take down, detangle, deep condition the same day, and then install a style. Man, that was so tiring. But I like it this way because not only do they get to have a break after the wash process, and then you start the hair the next day, but you also get to rest. So, all right, so we're done with the detangling. And then, like I said, this little girl is gonna go have some supper while we do her sister's, take down and detangling as well. All right, so after that, we're gonna go into the shampoo step. I'm using this shampoo that I bought recently. It's the Taaliah waajid shampoo for kids. They say 3-in-1. I don't know what that means. It's supposedly a shampoo and a conditioner all in one, but man, I don't believe in just using a shampoo. I always want to deep condition, and I always use this bottle that has this pointy head because it helps me to apply the shampoo directly on the base of the on the scalp. And you saw me put a few drops of tea tree into the container. I always use tea tree in their shampoo because I know tea tree helps with fighting fungi and bacteria and stuff like that. All right, so when we get into the shower, you can see, oh my God, our beloved twists have already unraveled. So sad. Yeah, I mean, when your hair is not very long, if you do twists, especially if they're like big, big twists, they will unravel once you get in the shower. There's no getting away from that, right? But you see that bottle that I was talking about is really helping me to apply that squeeze, that shampoo right on the scalp, which is where we really want to focus the shampoo. We want it to be applied on the scalp because we want to get in there and really wash the scalp so well. And because our twists unravel, I love to wash hair in sections. You know that already. It helps to reduce the tangling. I'm going to use clips to hold the hair in 3 sections and just wash one section at a time. And that also makes it easier for me because this girl, I mean, we're both standing. It's so uncomfortable doing this, guys. I won't lie. My back hurt after this process. It usually hurts after the process anyway, but it's better than using a bucket. I've used a bucket before in a previous video. I think I like this method better because the water is just flowing directly on the hair. So I'm washing section by section. I take each section, and when I'm washing, you see I'm careful not to roughen up the hair too much. So even if I'm putting my fingers in there to scrub the scalp, I still try to elongate the curls so that it's not getting tangled. I mean, the detangling that we did at the start of the process, we want to make sure that we don't, tangle the hair again so much during shampooing and all the other steps, and lose all the detangling we did. Of course, it's gonna tangle a little bit. That's just what our hair does. This texture of hair, it tends to detangle a lot more than straighter hair patterns. So you just have to minimize the tangling, sorry, as much as you can. And okay, so I usually apply shampoo twice. Apply the first time, scrub the scalp, really get in there, and then rinse, and then I'll do another shampoo again just to make sure that it's really clean. Yeah, but I guess if you do a really good job the first time around, to be honest, sometimes I feel like washing the second time is overkill. But I guess it just depends on how dirty your hair is. The girls had the braids on for about a month, so I think that their scalp is really dirty. So I'm going in again with the shampoo the second time, still trying to get it on the scalp. Then it's gonna obviously run down your strands as you're washing, but you really want to get the shampoo on the scalp. Okay, and when we are done, we're gonna rinse it out, and then we'll go on to the next step, which is deep conditioning. As you know, we always deep condition. Each time that I wash my girl's hair, I make sure to deep condition. I feel like it restores some of the nutrients that are lost during the whole shampoo process. It keeps the hair moisturized, and depending on the kind of deep conditioner you use, it's really helpful for the long-term health of the hair. The times I've skipped deep conditioning, maybe if I did a style and then like a week later I had to redo it, yeah, I might skip it. But for the most part, we deep condition each time we shampoo. All right. Okay, going into the deep conditioning, I'm using this ID texture. It's called Texture ID. Texture ID Deep Treatment Mask. Guys, I bought this from the store. I think Sally's Beauty was having a sales thing where you buy one, get, I don't know, there was some sales going on and I just grabbed this. Um, to be honest, I've never really noticed any significant difference between all the different deep conditioning treatments I've used. To me, they're just pretty much the same, to be honest. And I decided to do a protein treatment for the girls, and I'm using here deep Green Beauty protein treatment. Green Beauty is a YouTuber here. She's one of my faves that I've learned so much from her channel. She talks a lot about she really goes into the science of hair, guys. She really understands the thing. And she has this she sells this product. Even the tea tree that I used is from Green Beauty, and I really enjoy using it. I do a protein treatment for myself, every now and then, maybe 3 months, every 3 months. So it depends when it's needed. The last time I did a protein treatment on the girls was like 6 months ago. So it's been a while. So I added some of that protein treatment into the mask, into the hair mask, and that's what we're going to use to deep condition my girls' hair. I'm hoping this is going to strengthen the curls. I mean, all the good stuff that, these deep conditioning treatments do. And the hair is still a little bit damp. I didn't like completely dry it out. And then I'm just applying, what I do is I just apply the treatment all over the hair to begin with. Just apply it all over the hair like what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna kind of part it into sections, smaller sections, and then just detangle. This is gonna be the last detangling I'm doing. It's not really detangling like that. It's just kind of working the product through the hair strands so that they really absorb as much as they can. So I do not use tools. Once again, I do not use tools. I wouldn't use a comb to comb. First of all, these girls are so tender-headed. They cry at the least, pain. So I just realized that with my hands, it's better. My hands are more forgiving. They work through the strands. They don't pull. They don't snag. So it's easier for me to work the product through the hair, make sure that it really gets in there using my hands. So that's what we're gonna do. And it's easier doing it in sections, obviously, because it just makes it easier to, get in there and really work the product through the hair. Okay. And once we do that, I believe in applying heat for our deep conditioning treatments, because our hair is, me and the girls, I believe our hair is like low porosity. So I believe that things take longer to absorb. You need to apply some heat to really enable the product to really work into the strands. And some of these deep conditioners, and most of them, they'll tell you like if you want a deeper, a more intensive treatment, you should use heat. So I have this heat cap. You're gonna see it. It's a simple one that I got on Amazon yet again. You put it in the microwave for like a minute and then you wear it on your head. It's gonna heat up that treatment, get it to penetrate for like maybe, it takes about 15 minutes for the cap to kind of cool down, which is, long enough for me. I don't really want to do it for too long. Anyway, I know some people, when they put the deep conditioning treatment, they even go to bed with it, but I've heard too that you don't need that. Just the product is going to do what it needs to do within the first few minutes. You don't have to, like, the extra time that you leave it in there is not really doing anything. So we're not going to waste our energy, all right? So we just put the deep conditioning cap on, leave it in for about 15 minutes, and then we rinse it out. And that's it, okay? I have also in the past done some DIY deep conditioning treatments, like, aloe vera or avocado, just, the DIY treatments. But to be honest, they've always caused me so much grief, because some of these deep conditioning treatments, you have to really strain them so well strain them so well to remove like those particles. Aloe vera, for example, even avocado would have some of those particles in there, which if you have type 4 hair and you put it on your hair without straining out those particles, you're gonna have a mess, because your hair is just gonna have those pieces in it that you cannot get out no matter what you do. So yeah, because it's just so much pain involved in doing DIYs, I've just decided to stick to store-bought deep conditioners. They're made by the chemists. They know what they're doing. You know, so I'm just gonna stay in my lane. Just buy the deep conditioner from the store and use. It's easier for me, guys. I really don't have time to, you know, all the time trying to make my own stuff. And besides, I've heard that some of those DIYs, you know, we're putting all these products together that they don't really penetrate to the hair strands like that. So they're just kind of sitting on your hair and whatever. So anyway, we're gonna stick to the deep conditioning treatments over here. We try to go to these stores when they have a sale going on, just buy as many as we can. Whenever I see a sale, I'm just buying. I don't care what brand it is. Because like I said, most of them are doing the same. To me, I've never noticed anything special. Like, oh, this one is doing this to my they're the same to me. There's nothing. I've never, at least the ones I've used anyway, I've not noticed anything like special about any particular one. They just do the same thing. They soften their hair, they moisturize, they whatever. Yeah. So we're not getting ahead of ourselves. All right. So then we put on the shower cap because we don't want our nice heat cap to get all messed up. Everybody in this house is using this heat cap, from me, the girls, and my mother-in-law. So we want to keep that cap as clean as possible. And now it's time to rinse out the deep conditioner. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes. You know, the time it took me to shampoo her sister's hair and apply deep conditioner. Her own deep conditioner was ready to be rinsed out. So like I explained to you before, we are making use of every single second in between. We're not wasting time, because by the time we even finish this whole process, it's like almost 10 p.m. It's late. The girls are tired. They want to go to bed. So yeah, rinse it out. This one is simple. We're not, you know, scrubbing any scalp or whatever. We're just rinsing out, you know. And yeah. And once we do this, I will just moisturize her hair and then maybe put it in plaits in preparation for styling the next day. So I mean, I just do plaits because if I let them go to bed with their hair like this, they're gonna wake up with their hair a tangled mess. You know how it goes. If you have type 4 hair, you just don't have the luxury to just leave your hair like that and go to bed. It will be a nightmare, and all our efforts at detangling would be in vain, right? So I always have to put them. I would put them in twists. Twists are easier for me, but the twists will unravel. You know, they roll around the bed, the twist unravel, the hair tangles anyway. So I always do plaits instead. So I apply just some moisturizer. The hair is still just a little bit damp. Not too damp because they'll be going to bed. I don't want them going to bed with like really wet hair. And then I apply the moisturizer, the moisturizing cream, like a cream. It's a cream. And then I apply shea butter on top of it. And then I'm gonna divide it into smaller sections and just braid it out. Like maybe 8 plaits, 7, depending on how long your hair is. If your hair is shorter, you might have to do many more plaits. I could get away with doing even 4 plaits, but I just want it to be, you know, really, in case we don't have time to style the hair the next day, it needs to be in a way that they can even take it out. They can go out with the hair without me feeling like my girls don't look presentable or whatever. So yes, we're gonna do like 8 plaits. And when we're doing the plaits, we're just going to work the product in through the strands, you know, because you just apply that hair, the product on that hair. It's just sitting on top of the hair. When you have type 4 hair or low porosity hair, you cannot afford to just apply hair and just apply product and just leave it on the hair. You have to actually work the product into the strands using your fingers, you know, work it in. Can't just apply it and leave it like that, because it's just going to sit on top of the hair. So that's the working in part that I'm doing, just working in a little bit and then plait. So yeah, this whole process took us about 4 to 5 hours, give or take, because yeah, we had to uninstall braids. you know, and then there was more build up, so leading to more time spent detangling. If it were a simple twist hairstyle, you know, detangling wouldn't have taken that long for sure. And putting it in plaits like this helps me because, you know, obviously it's not the hairstyle we want to keep for the next 3 weeks. But if something happens and the next day we're not able to plait the hair or to do a new hairstyle, then at least I know the girls can go out with their hair in plaits. It still looks neat. And, you know, yeah, so doing plaits like this is very advantageous. There's a time I did this plait and I just didn't have time to do their hair, and that's what they kept for the next 2 weeks. So it happens, right? Anyway, so that's it about our wash day process. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned one or two things. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.